Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello. No. Hey guys. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, Jackie. Welcome, John. Wow, you're early, guys. Well, actually, you're on time. I'm late. Jeff, hello. How are you guys doing? Can everyone hear me? All right. Let me see if I can do the green screen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to find my right background. I'll tell you guys in just a second why I'm late. It's pretty epic. It's a good cause, and I know John will love it. John's gonna love this. Give me a second here. Let me get my. Let me see here. Oh, here it is. I'm gonna go to my. Give me a second here, guys. I want to find my herald, my watchman background, or should I put the? Here we go. I'm gonna put my. Hold on. Nah, no, I don't like that one. Sorry, guys. I wanted to see that. You can't see it though, and I can't adjust it either, so that doesn't work. But it's one that said the Shun glasses, which was pretty cool, but can't see it, so doesn't work. Let me see. Here it is. There's my background. There we go. That's better. By Watchmen. Okay, that works for me. So how's everyone doing this evening? I want to welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate everyone being here. And this is I want to wait a few minutes. We can get a few more people on because I want to say what we're doing here. Well, if you saw the thumbnail and everything, then you know I say hello, hello, hello. Hello to the West Coast. Stuck at work for a little while. Okay, cool. Well, it's such as life, right? So welcome everybody. Well, this is just a little celebration with all of you, my friends, for having surpassed 2,000 subscribers. That's just absolutely amazing, crazy, and I thank Jeff for actually calling it to my attention. Hello, Daisy. Thank you. I knew last night like it was close, but I got up in the morning. I was getting ready for work, having coffee, and I hadn't even opened up YouTube or anything. And I figured, well, it's going to happen. If it happens the next few days or whatever, I'll see it. And then next thing I know, I get a messenger from Jeff and congratulations in 2000, whatever. I was like, what? Already? Oh my God. So yeah, he saw it before I did. But I wanted to tell you guys why I'm late. It was pretty epic. Like I said, I think John will love this, but I almost lost track of time because I was watching a video of Joe Cocker at Woodstock. Man, talk about what a force to behold. What a force of nature he was. Joe Cocker, absolutely love him. Absolutely love him. Awesome music. What a voice. What a character. Absolutely. God broke the mold when he made that guy. I mean, what an epic, just classic artist that could never and will never be repeated ever in any fashion. So I was watching that, and then I was so into it. And next thing I know, it's 7:00, and I'm like, oh man, I had to shut it off and come in and get in here in my living room and start this live. So that's what I was doing. So I was watching that. So it was pretty cool. It's not the first time I've seen that video, but every time I see it, it's just like the first time. I'm just enthralled by that guy. So, oh yeah, oh man, I'm so envious, John. Wow, what a privilege! What a privilege. Unfortunately, I wasn't alive yet at that time, but I wish, the regrets I have, as growing up as a witness, I really didn't get a chance ever to go to concerts that much. I did later on in life, but yeah, look it up. Joe Cocker at Woodstock, like help from my friends. just a classic performance. I mean, it's just, it's just Woodstock in all its glory. And Joe Cocker, I mean, it just, up there with all his craziness. And in the 70s, yeah, well, I was 1969, actually. 1969. So I stand corrected to myself with all its 69 greatness, right? Nearly 1970, but wow, what a performance, And it's almost like at the beginning of the performance, he just knew that it was great when he says, "Remember it," right? This is little help from me friends, he says, "Remember it." And it's like, yeah, boy, did we ever remember it? Wow. Yeah. So just crazy stuff. But yeah, so, I'm just here to just kind of celebrate this this achievement. And, it's been years with the channel, and it's just been, it's been a fight. It's been a struggle for every single advancement and subscriber and everything. So I've not had it easy, and it's not been, anything like viral or anything like that. But I know that the base of people that I do have is very solid. And that's why, for the most part, for most of my videos, I always get, at least with views, the number of people that I have subscribed. But what's interesting though is, so I always tell people, and I know it's kind of cliche-ish now on YouTube to tell people to subscribe, but the reason why is when you, thank you, Daisy. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's wonderful. And just to me is amazing that this channel and the message has been able to reach so many people. And I think that's just amazing. And I appreciate that. Thank you for those words. So when you have a channel, and then through YouTube Studio, you get the analytics and you get everything about like who's watching, the age group, where they're watching from, what time people watch videos, during the day. And I see on there that I'll get this, 60% of the people who are viewing my videos are not subscribed to the channel. And there is like, almost nearly 4,000 viewers. Okay. I've got 2,000 subscribers, but there's like, there's another like 2,000 people that are not subscribed to the channel. So that's why I say like the potential's there. The potential's there to reach more people. Now, if they don't subscribe, I mean, I know how that is. I know how it is. I'm not going to say like I don't. I mean, all of us, I think we watch channels. There's channels that I watch, not JW related at all, but I watch them regularly, and I'm not subscribed to them. And I know how it is. I mean, it's just, so it is what it is. But, there's definitely room for growth. But just the fact that I've been able to, with this channel, get to that much. I mean, 2,000 people, that's a small town. There's towns smaller than the number of subscribers I have on this channel. So just the fact that, thinking of how I started all of this when I first started out, and kind of just battling it out just to get to even 500, which was really hard. And now 2,000, I mean, it's just blows my mind. It really does. And that's the really the just amazing thing about social media, how social media has just transformed entertainment. It's transformed, just making videos, communicating with people. And all of this, like with social media, has really, it's eliminating traditional TV. Traditional like cable TV and satellite and all of that, it's going away. Everybody's watching like social media now, and YouTube and all these different channels, TikTok, and nobody really, I mean, sits down and just watches TV anymore. Why would you, when you can do this and just watch whatever you want at any moment, right? Freely, just scroll between videos and look at different channels. And if you want to stop, you stop, so it's an amazing thing. So maybe those of you that are here and you're watching, and I appreciate you all being here. Thank you very much for being here. Maybe you can, in the comments there, just give us a comment on how you found this channel and why you subscribed. Why are you here, right? I would like to hear it. I would like to hear what drew people to the CO visit and hearing me, because I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm aware of that, and I'm okay with that. That's all right. The thing is that we just have to be true to ourselves. That's my main thing. I have to be true to myself, and just let the chips fall where they may, right? People might like me, they might not. Such is life, right? But I think that in my case, I put a lot of value on just realness, right? I want to see real raw stuff. I don't like all the editing and all the, just spiffy clean, super edited channels and videos. And I just like seeing people hitting record and just talking. It seems much more personal. It seems much more genuine to me. And it seems, like to me, like more personable, like you're just sitting with someone talking. And I don't think that takes away anything from the channels as far as their legitimacy. And so, yeah. If YouTube was around in the 70s, I would have never joined Watchtower. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of us. Yeah, YouTube is a game changer. No doubt about that. John says, I'm subscribed to well over 1,000 channels. Wow. Impossible to keep up with them all, and many are not posting anymore. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, that's, there was I followed a lot of channels during the pandemic, during the lockdown. All these, mainly the reaction channels that really skyrocketed during that time. And that was a really big deal. And a lot of them didn't survive after that. There's just a couple that kind of kept with it, stayed with it. But eventually they have to grow and change. And because it just, reactions you can only watch for so long, and it's just repetitive and there started to become a lot of just ripoffs out there and people just trying to get money and stuff like that. So Jeff says, I think I first saw you when I was waking up and binged on everything. Also around the same time I saw you on XJW Critical Thinker. Oh yeah. That's going back a ways. Yep. Yeah. They, Lady C and JT had me on a couple times. Yeah. When it was like a group, we did like a panel, Yeah. A YouTube J Doubles and your channel came up. Awesome. Yeah. California in the house. Yeah. California. Yeah. Well, that's great. Yep. Anybody else too? Anybody else out there? Tell us how you found the CO visit and why you subscribed and why you're still with me. You guys are the brave ones. You're the brave ones. You're the masochists. You stuck with me through all of my craziness and bad language, especially. I think that's probably what, in my mind, what stands out to a lot of people is probably my rants and my horrible language. I also appreciate that your channel is unfiltered and unedited, even if you're rough around the edges sometimes. Haha. I could always see where you're coming from. Yeah. Well, it's, we all have our own take on things, and excuse me. We all have our take on things, and I have my experiences, and I just call it like it is. When I saw the CO Visit come by, I had to click at the beginning of the pandemic sometime. Yeah, that was probably back in 2020, around there, somewhere in that area. Daisy Do, I found your channel by entering in Jehovah's Witnesses in the search bar when I was waking up. Yeah, you see, and that's why, wow, that's a really important thing, why the labels or tags, I think tags that I put tags on videos, and that is supposed to catch when people search for those words. It's hard to know like what people search for exactly, but it works. It works, definitely. Sorry, I'm just having, my eyes are like going haywire. I'm going to turn this light off because that light's too. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, it's less light quality, but I got this little lamp right there, but it's a LED. It's a LED. It's just killing my eyes. It's too bright. Eyes are just watering like heck. So yeah. So anyway, and you guys know that, or maybe you don't know, but the first channel that I had goes back to around, I want to say 2017, back that far, about 2017. And it was in Spanish. It was in Spanish. And it was called Hermano Colin, Brother Colin. And it was an XJW channel, but it was in Spanish. So it was directed towards Spanish-speaking community. And that one got up. I had that for a year or so, and it got over 2,000 subscribers fairly quick, in less than a year. That was growing pretty quick. But when I did that channel, that was my first experience. So just a warning kind of to anybody out there that's gonna possibly start a channel in the future that's never really talked about it. I wasn't really prepared. I had watched videos. I started watching videos. XJW channels on YouTube. And then I was like, I can do that. I want to do that. I had plenty of stuff to talk about. So I started doing it in Spanish. But I wasn't really prepared for the effect that was going to have on me. And it really, just because up until that point, since 2014, when I walked away from the organization, I'd never talked to anybody about it. Never talked to anybody. I'd never gone down that path. I'd never researched anything. Yeah, Jeff, absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, and I don't think I was. Culty Talk, hello, thank you. Appreciate that, and welcome. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you very much, and thank you, you guys. Thank you. You are the subscribers. You've made this possible. Thank you. So I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't in the right place yet, because it was just a flood of years and years and years of all my experiences. And then I was discovering all this new stuff on YouTube, and I was finding out stuff that I'd never known about before through JT and Lady C's channel. Hi, Velkiv. Hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. It just came, everything came, crashing in on me when I was watching that channel, and a little bit of John Cedars and or Lloyd Evans. And it was just too much at once. It was too much stuff going on, and my life was kind of a mess anyway. And I got really depressed because of all of that. And I stopped the channel, and I just erased it and got rid of it. And it was like that for a couple of years, until I think into 2020, when the pandemic hit and all of that. And then, or maybe even later, I can't remember. I think 2019 or 20, right around there. And then I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try just doing it in English. I'm gonna go into the English audience. I think I could do that better. And so I restarted the channel, and then that's when, yeah. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, Jackie, I know. And that was another thing where it was like, then that was like, I just thought at that time, like the first time that I got rid of everything, it was kind of the same thing, but it wasn't like I was depressed or anything like that. It was just, I felt like I really couldn't say anything more. I didn't really know what else to, very first channel, like back in 2017 was the first time I started, the channel was in Spanish. It was completely in Spanish, everything. So that's what I started in. But yeah, so then when I started to do it in English, and I sat down one day and I thought, okay, I can't have a name like Brother Colin or something. That's just, nah. I needed something, I wanted it to be, my thought from the beginning was always like the channel was going to be, no, it's not my mother tongue. No. It's a second language. I'm from the United States. Okay. I was born in Minnesota. I'm a Minnesota native. Don't you know? You betcha. Okay. And so I wanted the channel to kind of be like, I wanted to be really cutting and sarcastic and just, make fun of everything and bring up my experiences. And so I thought, okay, what would be a really like tongue in cheek? What would be a name that you betcha? Yeah. yeah. So I thought, what would be a name that like witnesses and ex-witnesses would instantly recognize? Like if they saw that channel name, they'd be like, oh, I got to see what this is. What is this? Right. I mean, just out of curiosity, I'd get a view out of it. Right. So it was kind of clickbait. Sorry. But what my thought was what is a name that really captured something that captured the, like really the hypocrisy of the organization, like how fake people were, how phony people were in the congregation. And just like that, immediately what came to my mind was the CO visit. When the circuit overseer would come, immediately what came into my mind was like a week before they would get the announcement that the CO was coming the next week. And then the elders would kind of be like, it would kind of be like, they'd be like practicing because they'd have to like make it look natural by the time the circuit overseer showed up. They couldn't do it like the day before. They had to kind of get into the swing of things, especially in Minnesota where, a bunch of Finlanders, they're not real good at showing emotions and things like that. So they would all of a sudden, you'd see all this fluttering activity going on in the congregation. Elders just running around, running laps around the congregation, shaking people's hands, hugging people. And I'd be like, sometimes I'd forget what was happening. I'd be like, what's going on? I'm like, what are these people doing? Right. And like, oh yeah, the CO is coming. Pinego, how many languages do I speak? Well, English, Spanish, fluently, very fluently. Little bit of French, little bit, and a little bit of German as well, because my maternal grandmother, who was actually Yugoslavian, but she also spoke a little bit of German as well, because I think they were close to Germany, the German border or something. But we picked up some words here and there. But I wouldn't say I speak that, though. I wouldn't go that far. But English and Spanish, definitely, obviously. But Spanish, I'm completely fluent in that. So yeah, Jeff, thank you. My Minnesota accent and Spanish is kind of weird. It's an unholy. So yeah, there was a lot of brown nosing going on, a lot of fakeness, just, them running around, shaking your hand, giving you a hug. How are you doing, brother? Yeah, I haven't seen you in a long time. And how everything, and just like, well, who is this guy who usually never, yeah. Mais oui, ah oui, yep. So yeah, so that's what it was, and it just okay. That's it, the CO visit, and that's what it was since the beginning. And so I started doing that, did that for a while, and then ended up stopping. I think I walked away like twice, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna walk away. Then I came back. Then the second time, I was like, this is it, I'm done. You know, I think I've said all that I can say. I made like nearly 300 videos at that time on my first CO visit channel, and then from there, that second time I erased everything, got rid of everything, changed the name, put just my name. But then when the issue happened, when my youngest daughter Cosette decided that she was going to disassociate and everything, and then she started getting shunned and all of that, I had to come back. And then I got it into my head that I'm not going to walk away from this. So you don't have to worry about that again. I can't do it. This is something, it's a calling. I have to do this. Just like it's their right. I mean, they have a constitutional right, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly, all of that. But I also have a right to call out their bullshit. I have a right to call out their falsehood and just put that out there, you know. So let's see here. Remove, report. Let's see here. But no, I want to do this. Hide user. There we go. That person's out of here. Okay. I love deleting people. I love that. So also, yeah, so that's how that happened. So how long have I been out of the organization? Since 2014. 2014. Yeah, your channel name definitely worked on me. I was super cautious about knowing if someone legit knew what they were talking about. I could immediately sniff out the fake ones. Your name was legit. Yeah. Well, even though you don't know, I mean, you got to watch somebody, and you got to watch somebody. So, but yeah, it's thank you. Yeah, and that's the thing, and there's certainly, I mean, let's be honest, guys, in this XJW community, there's no exception, and we've all seen that, unfortunately. We've all seen that with you know, some channels, and then you see other people. Like I saw there's a lot of channels out there that there was this phenomena for a while. I know you guys saw it for a long time, of like people who are not Jehovah's Witnesses, or they were never Jehovah's Witnesses, but they were jumping on the XJW bandwagon and taking advantage of it. And I was never for that. I've never been for that. It's like, stay in your lane. Go talk about something you know about. Okay, not just, oh, I researched this and now I'm going to jump on the gravy train because it's making money and it's popular. No, you know. So yeah, they're popping up all the time. As long as you were associated somehow with the organization, I'm fine with that. But some people who like never were, you know, and you know, I'm just like, nah, just, you know, leave it to us. Stay out of it, please. I appreciate it, right? But no. So another thing is, guys, I wanted to bring this up too before I forget. And this was actually in all the time that I've been making videos and that I've had channels for all these years. I've never had this happen before until today. And I had a comment on my most recent video that I made about the funeral. And I'm not going to mention the person's name who did the comment. I'd never seen the name before. But they put a timestamp in their comment. That's all they said. They didn't say anything else, just a timestamp. But I got the message. I understood what they were saying, because in that video, about the first 3 minutes, I was kind of talking about my daughter Cosette and giving an update on that. And then about the 3-minute mark, more or less, I started talking about the funeral topic. And when I saw that, I got it. Like, hey, he starts talking about the topic at minute number, go to that, right? And I was like, no. I was like, don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay? It's like, I know that at the beginning of a video, or if I'm talking about something like my daughter or stuff like that, not everybody wants to hear that. I get it. I get that, right? But you know what? That's each person's decision. You can fast forward the video. If you don't want to hear that, fast forward until you get to the topic, right? But that's each person's, because some people want to hear that. Some people are invested in what's going on with my daughter. and they care about it and they're not assholes, right? And don't want to like tell other people like, oh, you can just skip if you want. Let each person make that decision. Don't put timestamps on my videos. I will erase it, and I erase that comment. Okay. I take that as kind of a personally, because you know what, guys, my channel, this is not some big corporate channel with 2-3 million subscribers and hundreds of thousands of views. No, this is a very personal thing, right? I read all the comments. I reply to them. I'm very invested in it. It's very personal for me. So when I see somebody where it's like, okay, well, you didn't want to hear about my daughter, you wanted to hear about the funeral topic, fine, I get that. So fast forward and be quiet, right? But don't like take it on yourself to send a timestamp to everybody else. And it's like, no, don't do that. Hey, I got feelings too. Come on, guys. Don't do that. That's so petty. It's really petty. I like pettiness. I like pettiness for some things, but yeah, Culty Talk, exactly. Don't be rude. Come on, people. Don't be like that. So, but like I said, in all this time, that's never happened, right? Until now. So, yeah, so only a real ex-witness can fully relate to. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Right. It's like I'm not gonna go on here and make videos about Mormons and stuff like that, even though it's relatable, but let them do it. There's enough of them. There's plenty of channels out there for them to do that and reach their own people. I don't need to break into that, that lane there. So me, my wife, and 17-year-old autistic son been out 4 years in August. Okay. And the crazy part about it was that my wife was born and raised in it and I wasn't. And she's the one who woke up first. Yeah. Hey, you never know. Sometimes it happens. Yep. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it never happens. Don't mess with our bro. Yeah. And I appreciate you, Jackie. Jackie's like my bouncer at the door. She's like my bodyguard. They're jealous of your coffee. Yeah, I know. Sorry, guys, I don't have any coffee right now, but believe it or not, it's not like I'm drinking coffee 24/7. But I know that's my trademark, like my trusty coffee, So yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's just, it's an amazing thing. Just being able to, with these platforms, being able to reach so many people, and I'm tasked to do it. I have to do it. I feel like for me, this is, like I said, a calling, and that, because I was in it for a long time, and, I was very passionate about being a witness, and I have to be that way too, being an ex-witness. So, I have a security background. I didn't know that, Jackie, really. I think you probably mentioned something about that, like concerts and stuff like that. I think you'd mentioned something, but I didn't really know like what the context was. That's crazy. Yeah. We've been out for about the same time, says Oreo. Yeah, the best thing we ever did, best life is being out. Yeah. And you know what? It's not like, it's just, we just want to, the truth, like I was talking with Jeff earlier today, the truth above everything else, the truth, not Watchtower truth, the truth, whatever that is. However, we're discovering it little by little. But I want to know the truth about things. And I can be sincere and believe something as long as, I think it's the truth. But if I discover something new, I don't care what it is. It can be my faith. It can be science. It can be, if I discover something, cold hard evidence, then guess what? It's going out the window. And I'm not believing in that. I'm not going to keep these hard-headed people that just want to get, even if it's not the truth, I'll still believe it. No, come on. That's the heck with that. You can't live your life that way. Life is too short. It really is. To be really, to be believing in stuff that's not true. We have to strive always to live with truth in our lives as much as we can, with so much falsity out there, and just yeah, we can't live a lie. Exactly. Like I said, as best as we possibly can, to live with truth, truth is not having the Watchtower lenses on. It's so easy to dismantle this religion. It falls apart really fast when you just read the Bible in context. Exactly right, and it's just, it's demonstrably false in every way, shape, and form. Every doctrine, everything about the religion is demonstrably false. If you look into it and you actually research, and you can see all how weak the whole thing is, and all the fallacies from day one, going all the way back to Russell, right? And Rutherford and all of that. So it just, but all the way back to the old Russellites, the whole thing, the guy that, the crackpot that started this whole thing off, with his own writings. And, it just, they'll never be able to get away from that. They'll never be able to get away from the Russell style of writing things and reasoning. That spirit is just carried right through, right up till today in the writings, even when they had a writing department and all that later on. It's like they followed that language, that lingo, you know what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, so definitely, glad that you're all here to celebrate the 2,000 subscribers, and they keep going up. So what's next? 3,000. Let's do it. Let's get her done. They pretend like he wasn't their founder. Yeah, and they've tried really hard to erase evidence of him. Like getting rid of the pyramid gravesite, which I think was just a terrible thing to do. I mean, whatever, how they feel about him, but that was a grave. You just don't touch graves. That whole, this is our property and no, it's a grave. So I mean, talking about funerals, talking about how the Watchtower, there's nothing sacred to them. Nothing. They desecrated a man's grave. That's what they did. So that's just, there's absolutely, I don't think in any culture there's any excuse for that whatsoever. Okay. All right, Kenny, I hope you enjoyed your 1 second of fame. Goodbye. And anyway, so they're grave, grave desecrators. And that's just something you don't do. That's something you don't do. So they like to pretend my husband and I learned the most about the religion after we got out. Well, yeah, of course, yeah. Because there's so many things that you're not going to learn until you're out. And you break that mold and you break that idea, like you can't question them, and and critical thinking, and it's okay as long as you're thinking the way they want you to. But so yeah, but and I really want to make sure all of you know that that holy cow, that I appreciate everybody with always on the videos. I mean, I can always count on all of you to be there. The comments, there's always a comments, and I know that you're going to be there when I have live streams. Speaking of live streams, guys, I hope you guys can catch tomorrow. If not, I mean, you can always watch the replay. That's okay. If you can, try to catch the live stream tomorrow. It's going to be epic. It's going to be really good. And we're going to touch on a few other things, always related to the funerals, JW funerals, and how they handle those things. So I don't know if any of you guys have seen interviews or anything with Carol Ballard, but she's going to be on the channel tomorrow for the first time in a live stream. Okay. And we're going to be talking about a very recent experience that she had at a funeral. And it just, when I heard her talking about it, she sent me a video where she was talking about it, and I was like, oh my God, yes. Oh, it brought back so many memories about that kind of stuff. And I was like, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this on the channel. I think it'll just really, it'll touch a nerve with everybody, right? Like, you'll know. And, Carol's got such a no nonsense approach. She's like my kind of gal, right? With that kind of thing, like no BS, just like say things how you are, right? And so it's going to be really good. So if you can possibly catch the live stream tomorrow, if not, you can watch it later on once it uploads. You can catch the replay, but it's going to be really good. Okay, so get the word out. Get the word out with special guest Carol Ballard tomorrow. Really good. So Jeff says, waking up was one of the most terrifying experiences of my life, but making it to the other side has been so worth it. Yeah. The live stream, Oreo, that'll be tomorrow. I don't know, where are you at? It'll give me a frame of reference, but it's going to be, man, I'm not even sure. I forgot what time it is. Connecticut, so you're East Coast. Yeah. So it's going to be 5 o'clock Eastern, your time. 5 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, 5 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Mountain Time. I'm on Mountain Time. So if you guys don't know, any of you that might not know, I live in Honduras, Central America. Okay, but I am a American. Okay, I was born in Minnesota. So CM Leaf driver, yes, I was born in Minnesota. I lived in Minnesota. I grew up there. I went to school, went to college, and until I was 22 years old. And the rest of the time, since then, I've been living here in Honduras. This is my home now. And so, yeah. So, like I said, guys, yeah, and don't worry about it if you can't. Did you know any JWs with the last name Ambries? Can't say I do. No, it doesn't strike a note with me. Can't say I do. Do you know what area they're from? What part of Minnesota? I was from northern Minnesota. Rochester. Okay, no, and you know what? Funny about Rochester, that's where we always had our district conventions back in the day. Love Rochester. I love Rochester. Beautiful city. That's where the famous Mayo Clinic is. World-renowned clinic for medical research and all of that. Love it. I love it. The Mayo Civic Center. Beautiful city. I love it there. It's just, I don't know. There's something about it. I just love it. But I never knew like any of the witnesses from that area. I never knew anybody there. We just went there, but I grew up northern Minnesota in Grand Rapids, right by the Iron Range. So different circuit, but yeah, there was always people from Rochester at the conventions, but I didn't know any of them personally. So, but wow, small world. Yes, Prince did. Yep. In fact, Prince was from the Brooklyn Park congregation. That's a suburb of St. Paul. Yep. So Brooklyn Park congregation. And that's also where Larry Graham was from, the famous bass player from Graham Central Station and Sly and the Family Stone. The good pupusas. Yes, they are, but they're better in El Salvador. El Salvador originated the pupusas. What we have here are baleadas. Baleadas. I'll leave that up to you for homework. Yeah, but they make pupusas here too, and they're pretty good. But the best ones, the best ones are in El Salvador, right next to us, our neighbor. Yep, El Salvador they are the creators of the baleadas, and they're like really big. They're like a plate, size of a plate, but those are excellent. Oh, they're so good. I love pupusas. Really, really, really good. Yep. So yeah. So there was, Prince was in the Brooklyn Park congregation, Larry Graham from Sly and the Family Stone. And then later on, he formed Graham Central Station, very famous bass player, songwriter, recorder, engineer. I go to a restaurant called El Salvadoreño here. That's really good. Yeah. Yep. When you go there sometime, if you see, just get their reaction. Okay. Every country here have a regional name that identifies them. So for example, in Honduras, Hondurans are called catrachos. Catrachos. Okay. Salvadorians are called guanacos. guanacos. So if you go there sometime, the owners or whoever's from El Salvador there, ask them sometime like, are you a guanaco? You'll see their, what? How do you know that? It's not derogatory or anything like that. It's just, that's what they call themselves. Yeah, guanacos. If you're from Guatemala, Guatemalans are chapines. Chapin. Are you a chapin? Right? If you're from, no, it won't get you beat up. No. It's nothing bad at all. No. If you're from Costa Rica, you're called ticos. Ticos. If you're from Nicaragua, nicos, nicas. Or mucos. Mucos, mucas. Or nicos, nicas. Have you visited the States since you moved to Honduras? Yes, once, only once. Back in 2007, we went back with my first wife, my ex-wife. She had breast cancer. Boricua, yeah. Oh, wow, Oreo. Wow, you do speak Spanish then? Puerto Rico. Yeah, Boricua. Well, you know better than I do then. Yeah, you know all about that. Boricua, absolutely. Yeah, Boricuas. Yeah, ya tú sabes. Okay. Yeah, so, claro que sí. Pues mucho gusto, hermano. Me da mucho gusto. Siempre me hace feliz que hay otro latino aquí en el chat. Boricua en la casa, representando Puerto Rico. Yeah. One of my favorite songs is Gente de Zona, the group that's called Gente de Zona. And it's a song, what's the name of the song? It's oh man, I have a mental blank right now. Gente de Zona and Puerto Rico me lo regalo. They go like this with their head. Oreo backseat, everyone thought I was Boricua. I didn't have the problem in New York, Mexico. I have a lot of that music on vinyl. Yeah. Love that. Love the music from there. All the music, all of it. I love all the music. I love everything, any type of music. Okay. I like any type of music. Any type of music. I can find something that I like, except the Mexican music, the banda, the regional, rancheras, nah. But other than that, yeah, including Grams. Oh, I bet. Yeah, that's good stuff. Yep, very good stuff. But I can find almost any genre of music. I have something that I like. I just can't. I can't stomach the narco corridos and the rancheras and all that kind of stuff. Chente Hernandez and all that kind of stuff. Nah, pass. I'll pass. Thank you very much. But yeah. So that's awesome. Yep. Well, my friends, again, I just want to thank everybody. I actually have a huge following on TikTok where I play vinyl. Oh, really? No kidding. Okay. Well, how do I look you up? I'll tell my wife because she's got TikTok. How do I look up on there? What's your name on there? Or do you have a link or something you can send to me? So we'll look you up and then Oreo 1873. Okay, hold on. Let me make a screenshot of this. Can we screenshot it? Does it work? Yeah, there we go. Okay, thanks, man. Awesome. We'll look you up and we'll follow you. I'll tell my wife to look it up. That's my name on there. Okay, awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That is cool. We'll follow you over there. So, whoop, here to 3,000. That's right. Hey, why stop now, right? Why stop now? Let's go to 3,000. Let's keep going. Nice to meet you too. Absolutely. That's awesome, man. Thank you very much. And I'm going to hang it up here, guys, pretty soon. Thanks for being here, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, all of you that have subscribed, that have stuck with me all this time. All you guys are the real ones. And those of you, if you're newer, that you'll stick with us as well. And remember that in the information portion of my of the channel, there's an email there, and anytime or in the comments, if you have suggestions for videos, topics, send it to me. I'll make videos about it. Okay, I'll make a video. There's no problem at all. And that actually helps me a lot because sometimes I get like writer's block, and like with the Drench when she came in and gave me the idea about the funerals and stuff like that. So anytime you got anything you want to talk about or have me talk about, just let me know. Okay. So thank you guys. Have a good evening, day, morning, wherever it is, wherever you are. Okay. And we'll see you in the next videos. Okay. Be blessed. Thank you. Thank you, Oreo. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Just about to shut it off. Thank you. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, friend. I appreciate that so much. God bless you. Thank you very much, everybody. And we'll see you in the upcoming CO visits. Be blessed, everybody.